I'm gonna say I'm here with my co-hosts, and you gotta say the top 5, okay?
Okay. All right. Cool.
And then when you finish, once you said you heard, I'm gonna say yes, I did hear. Did you hear about Mr. Sax Party? Okay, or we'll call him ItsGuestGaming. I won't call him Sax Party today.
That's just a whole different meaning, buddy.
Yeah, he loves Sax Parties. All right, let's get it started. You ready?
All right, good.
Let's do it.
Welcome everyone to the Marvel Snapcast episode, that number that you saw on the wonderful thumbnail. I'm Ken, of course, your host, aka the SuperTechGod, here with my co-hosts.
The top 5 best snappers in the world. Sino, because I snapped that hot fire, you heard?
And of course, with our other host here with us, the Mr. Sax Party himself, Epic Sax Party.
You literally just said you weren't going to call me that like 15 seconds ago prior to starting the recording. You do know I'm going to put that now as the intro, right? You
That's
saying
fine.
I won't call you that. That's fine. Intro music, Mr. Sax Party. Thanks, man. Thanks. You're a man of your word. I appreciate it. I'm so fucking happy to be here. God.
That's right. Mr. ItsGuestGaming in the building, ladies and gentlemen. Guess how you been, buddy?
I've been doing well. I'm panicking in the best appropriate professional way possible because after this podcast releases, I have one more feature stream and then I'm gone for 3 weeks going to New York. So I have been planning content and filming and editing and creating a ridiculous amount of content for YouTube that I've never made this much content ever in this amount of time. I already have, I think it's 12 videos and 6 shorts or something like that I've done, edited, and set up in 4 days. Like I've never made this much content before and I am exhausted. So
yeah, sure.
I need a vacation before the vacation because of this.
Yeah.
You need a vacation for the vacation. And I know why you're doing that. You don't want people to forget you, but I mean, I don't think anybody's going to forget that Epic Sax Party. Exactly. But we wish you all the best on that, man. Of course, putting out that content. It's going to be fun stuff. And I can't wait to see you when you come to New York. That's going to be fun.
Yeah, buddy.
We'll dive into that.
I cannot wait.
Yeah,
it's going to be awesome.
It's going to be
awesome, man.
Let's do it.
It's going to be something else. All right, so we'll dive into that. But first, let's talk about, of course, the card that came out this week. Everyone's favorite fast runner. Nope, not the Flash from over on DC side, but of course, the one and only Makkari. So, it's been a crazy week for me as well. Getting stuff set up for the Tournament of Power that we'll talk about later on. And didn't really get that much to play with Makkari. I did get to play with her today. And I played with her in 2 cardless. Surfer, of course, which I think she's really good in still. I mean, I think that's her best package. But also Strong Guy cardless. If you guys didn't know, Sino and I do a little thing every Tuesday called Snap Surfing. Of course, it is copyrighted and licensed by Sino Montana and Montana Enterprises.
That's right.
And we went around and saw a lot of people playing different decks, not Makkari's, but we ran into Stefaruski, shout out to her, and she was playing a Strong Guy cardless. And we're like, ooh, we could put Makkari in a Strong Guy cardless. It just makes sense. So then we went to Guess, and I think Guess was doing that, but he had like Dracula and stuff in it, and it had Infinite, of course.
Yep.
And it worked well. So I think between Surfer and, of course, the discard deck and maybe I see people playing her with Agatha. I think that's really about it for me for Makkari. And because of that, I'm definitely going to give her a silver. So what's your take, Sino, on Makkari?
I feel the same way you feel. I used her in a Surfer cardless because that's just where she fit the best for me. I think you can also, I like the Strong Guy. I think you can also use her in Tribunal if you could fit her somewhere in there. I'm right there with the silver. She's kind of mid. She's good for getting you out of tricky situations if the RNG should let that happen. You know, like maybe she runs into Sanctum Sanctorum, maybe she runs into Death's Domain. So I like that aspect to her. But she's mid for me. She's mid for me. Okay. Silver it is.
What's your take, guys?
I'm gonna go double silver. I'm not gonna throw her on the the very bottom of it, because every card list I put her in, she did well. I had 4 different card lists go 60 to 70% win rates in a variety of different styles. I also tried Surfer like y'all did. I tried the Drac Dump list, which did very well, surprisingly. Even with our all-time favorite, season pass card, Black Swan, did honestly surprisingly well, because it's another way to get cards out of your hand without having to activate them via a discard like Proxima. Right. So I never had to worry about it. But one of the best combinations that I had with it, amazingly, was actually High Evo, because I did a Moon Girl double up Affliction style deck. So double the Abomination, double the She-Hulk. And I wasn't ever trying to double up Makkari. I was always trying to double up, obviously, all your big guys, or Cyclopses if you need to. Right. And because she flies out of your hand, it clears the hand to allow Moon Girl to have space to get those things to happen. Those so I always, I felt really, really good with it. I ran US Agent with it, ran a whole bunch of stuff. And honestly, it did really well. And the statistics are still showing that even in Infinite, they're still holding. So I can't give her silver, because she did well. And it's so ass backwards, because everybody says mid card, it's a mid card, and that's all you keep hearing, and unnecessary, etc. And then everyone looks at their win rates with it. It's like, okay, 60, okay, 65, okay, 60, okay, 65. So we can't necessarily tell, is it the deck, or is it because you have the flexibility of not having to think about her? Right. And I hear a lot of people
power on the board, regardless.
Exactly. You don't have to think about it. In the surfer lists, I actually really did like not playing Brood and just playing Makkari instead, because it's a free 3-cost card and it happens all by itself, and there's no clogging worries. So I was actually very surprised. And I hear a lot of people talking about the idea that, oh, because she's mid, I'm going to pick her up because it's just going to be a card they're going to turn into a 3/5. They're going to buff it. I don't think they're going to need to buff this card. No. I think it's just going to be a mid card, and every now and then people will
in their decks.
Randomly throw it in their decks. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, I've heard people do the whole Legion Storm thing there, which is kind of crazy, but it works, right?
Yeah.
Then I've also heard people use Pixie and not worry about a 6/4 running to the board, because I don't have to worry about playing that Makkari. That 3 swaps with a 6, victory is yours, right? So let the 6-cost Makkari go fly onto the board. So, I mean, there are some decks that people are doing fun with her and having a good, like you said, 60% win rate. So, again, I just got to play her twice today. And, I did win those 2 games, and I did like both decks, right, Paul? So, I mean, we'll see how it goes.
Wait. You only played 2 individual games with her? I thought you said you played 2 decks, as in oh, let's get a sample size and try. You just this will do. Just throw it in once.
Listen,
he's like, once or twice. All right, it's
I said I had to come on the podcast and talk educationally about this card, and I figured, all right, I played it twice. I won both games. Here's the outcomes, and
OP.
There it is.
OP, broken, 100% win rate, nerfed.
100%. The next time I do stream or play, I would definitely play more cardless. But for where I stand, I have to give her silver, because I don't see her being in any other card list. And because she's a 3/4, there are some better cards at those stats, or even less than that, 2/6, 2/7, that could work out for you. But yes, the fact that I didn't have to worry about her anytime. Oh, and let me also say, her animation is flawless.
Yes, her animation.
It does look quite cool.
Animation is good.
It does look cool.
Blew my mind on the iPad. I was just like, this looks great. So, but yeah, I mean, listen, we need cards like this, right? We can't sit back and say we have to have every amazing card. We need silver cards.
Yeah.
We don't need any plastic cards, of course.
And I will say that people seem to be happy with this meta going around right now. So Makkari not just throwing a wrench into everybody's happiness right now, I think is good.
Facts, because it could have been another Loki, right? All right, on to the next card that's coming out, of course, this upcoming week. the card that I feel will be the diamond card of the season, and that is Phastos. Of course, his ability is give each card in your deck either -1 cost or +2 power. First time reading it, I thought he gave the deck, every card in the deck, one or the other, but once the dev made it clear the cards could be the one that gets the one or the other, I think that's phenomenal. I'm just thinking about playing him on Wong probably will be bananas if some of the cards get both abilities or both -1 cost and +2 cost, or those cards get -2 cost and +4 power. I think it's gonna be super fun. I'm already starting to build some card lists with Phastos that I want to talk about probably next week. But yeah, I think this is going to be my diamond card for the week. So for the season. So
Diamond card.
yeah,
Wow.
100%.
Here we go. We just letting those go like crazy lately.
Listen, we got to pick one.
Hey,
I mean, sometimes
was
I'll go
damn
for
close
2.
on mine, so shush. Okay,
Yeah.
you all love her. You all
Close.
love her.
She's a
Close, yeah,
platinum.
close,
Dina's
but-
a platinum. She's not a diamond. But either way, this is going to be the diamond card, and not because he's holding a hammer and he has that, that oomph about him that he's about to shut shit down. It's just the fact that I think his ability is gonna win you some games. It's gonna be a blast to play this card. I cannot wait to see the RNG on this. Sino, how do you feel about Phastos?
I like it. I was actually pretty okay on this card when we discussed it before. You were not really big on it, but now that now that you've
Understood.
been educated on how exactly it works, I think
Yeah.
I think you're close. I don't know if you're at the right rank. I don't know if diamond is what Phastos is going to be, even though
you thought Sage wasn't a diamond. Just gonna throw that out there. But go ahead.
Sage wasn't a diamond. She's not a diamond, but she is better than what I thought she was. So I'll give you that. Touche, I'll give you that. But for the most part, like I don't think this is a diamond. I think this is a platinum card. I think, and this is just before actually getting to use Phastos and seeing exactly how the workings work out. But I think it's a platinum card. I love the -1 cost, so that's +2 power. I believe I said that it would go well with my tribunal card list when I was combating before, and now I really feel like that'll go well with my tribunal card list. So yeah, I'm a fan of Phastos. I'm a fan. Platinum rating for me.
All right, that's fair. Guess, how do you feel about Phastos right now until we get our hands on it?
I think Phastos is going to be, it's somewhere in that plus or minus of diamond. I don't know if it's going to be double gold. Oh, sorry. I should say platinum, double gold, platinum, or double platinum, like somewhere in that scale
That
of,
range, okay.
3.5 to 4.5. I don't think this is, a 5-star card. But as I was teching some decks for it, I did take a look at the Living Tribunal list. I thought that was going to be good. I'm not going to lie. I'm definitely on board with that. Thanos also looks very good for this, having free stones, because there is no minimum 0.
Right.
Okay, I didn't know that part. I didn't know that it could take them down to 0, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So that's amazing. I like that idea.
Gilgamesh even is going to be able to enjoy this.
Yep.
Surfer, of course.
Surfer. I was just about to say, Surfer. Yeah, you're right.
This is
Sage.
yeah.
Sage Surfer.
You would
come on.
I swear to God, man.
You almost killed Guess.
I'm trying not to choke right now on all the
Yeah.
I guess almost killed our character. He almost killed our character. That's hilarious. I swear to God, man.
Yeah, swear to God. No, I'm just like, because I'm mildly dying here. I've worked hard. Okay, I have no voice left. I'm really struggling right now. Bear with me. But for real though, in the Surfer list, I think it's going to make a lot of sense. And I actually see Phastos helping to finish out a Gilgamesh Surfer list I've been experimenting with Makkari first, and now I'm going to move to Phastos, and I can't wait. I can't
Imagine
wait.
Gilgamesh with either the -1 cost, so you get a Gilgamesh at 4, or you get the 2+ power already added to Gilgamesh. Imagine that. That's crazy.
Imagine getting a Sebastian Shaw already in your hand.
That was my next
3-8.
good shit. Yes, good shit.
3-8.
Yes, we're on the same page.
Yeah.
I see we here, Guess.
Now, get even crazier and throw Pixie in the mix.
Oh,
What
yeah, I
happens
have
there?
Yeah,
See
Pixie.
what I'm saying? Like, This
Good list.
card is going to be so good. It's going to be diamond, and you guys will all agree with me after next week. Guest won't be here on that episode. We'll make sure to talk about it because we're gonna ask Guest his take on it. He's gonna be in New York, so we're gonna ask him. He's not gonna be in Brazil, right? He's gonna be in New York.
But he's on vacation, guys. So we'll relate it for you. We're gonna let Guest enjoy his vacation, right? So we'll relate a message.
When you are a Snap content creator, you no longer get vacation. So I don't know what Guest is talking about, but
I'm gonna throw two things at you with that in regards to that because I don't get vacation. All right, number one,
it's getting real.
I have a pixie list for you. I'll give it to you. I'll give it to our community right off the bat.
Perfect.
Okay, because it's Phastos and Pixie. I just simply called it Fixie. And Hood, Spider-Ham, Korg, Nico Minoru, Pixie, Black Widow, Phastos, Rock Slide, Sentry, Darkhawk, Annihilus, Cersei.
That's beautiful. Game over. And a Cersei too. Right?
And a Cersei to boot.
Once you finish with the Rock and you finish with Korg and the Rock Slide and the Spider-Ham, you drop Cersei in that lane too. And she could be a +2 or she could be less cost. You could get her earlier. Yeah, now, listen, that diamond card right here, guys. All that stuff he just mentioned, I already see it. Darkhawk too? Yeah. That's, game over. All right, listen, you guys heard it here first. That's going to be the meta once Guest is on vacation. So we're going to have a blast with that card list, and I can't wait to definitely check that out.
Way ahead of you.
Let's go.
Speaking about the meta, guys, it's been interesting. So after the last OTAs, as you guys know, we spoke about the OTAs, how we felt about it, etc. It definitely has been quiet chatters on the Reddits, the Discords, the X, the Twitters.
Because we had a very famous funeral. We buried Professor X
again.
He died, and
second time
again. And he keeps he just keeps dying. He'll come back. Well, we don't know.
But like I said, I think he's only good in move decks. But again, I haven't got a chance to do any of that. But I want to, so we'll see for sure. But
now think about this. Like the only real, well, not really, because like Guest says, the statistics on Loki isn't anything crazy, right? So he's not running a menace. But the really toxic cards that were in the meta that everybody was extremely annoyed and frustrated with have seemed to be taken care of. And haven't you noticed now everybody's living in the land of happiness now? It's pretty dope.
Yes, of course. And it starts with, like you said, the murder of Professor X and the whole cannonball thing.
The cannonball situation.
I have to shout out Second Dinner for this because unlike the Shuri Red Skull, which I had no problem with, but unlike the Galactus Spider-Man,
at the time, that was a problem, though.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It was a problem.
I didn't have an issue with it, but yes, it was
a little bit better adjustments, and now maybe tweaking some things back to the way they were now that
they're not going to do it because it's balanced. No, they're not going to do it.
Well, not in that particular case with Shuri, but maybe Surfer. Maybe somewhere else. Maybe somewhere else.
Someday.
I'm just saying. Yeah.
I'm just saying maybe Zabu comes back. You know what I mean?
We need to fix that.
Maybe we can tweak things back. Look at Guest didn't like that one.
No, don't bring back the ongoing 2-2 Zabu. No.
I need that back in my life.
No, we don't.
Shout out to Second Dinner for acting quickly on this Prof X cannonball crap because that was really pissing people off, and they worked real fast to get that situated, and I'm extremely happy with the change. And like you said, the meta has been in a beautiful place that we can pick any card list we want and have a blast with it. Now, if you guys didn't know, I did a Sage card list that got me to Infinite, got some other people to Infinite on stream, big numbers, and somebody in the chat said to me, the only reason why Sage card list is working is because Professor X died. And I said, you know what? You're damn right. So I can't even argue with you because the fact that I can Wong and Mystique and get Sage to like 40 and then play Taskmaster another lane, if Cannonball, Prof X are still around, you're absolutely right. Card list be worth nothing. But that's the whole point of me talking about the meta report. I think the meta's in a great place. What I'm seeing most of right now, though, even though everybody's picking whatever they want, I'm seeing a lot of discard. Without even Makkari, I just see Dakins and Modocs and even Hela, right? I still see those. I think that's what I see the most.
Yes, Hela's still very much around, even with the little nerf.
But again, that's from me playing 2 games today. That's what I saw, right? And then before that, that's what I've been seeing.
Well, hold on.
What are you seeing? Let's see what you see in the meta.
Because I spent a good amount on today too as well,
100%.
and discard in general is very consistent, but it's a very low ceiling. And it's amazing what the little change to Apocalypse did to that deck.
Yeah.
Just small little 2 power, and it pushed a lot of people away. And now that Hell has been touched, people are a little scared to touch it in general. I can tell you confidently, Hell is not dead. Hella is just on vacation, because
100%.
right now people are saying, oh, it's dead, and they stopped playing it. And then they hear creators like Husky Puppies, who's famous for his Hella
Shout
play.
out to Husky Puppy.
Yeah,
Yep.
like he comes on down and says, yeah, it's not the same anymore. And when he's defeated on it, then people are really like, oh my God, we got to back away off of this list. It's the worst thing in the world now.
Away. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I don't think it's dead. I think it's just on hiatus. And honestly, that's probably fine. But
It's just you have to play a card that you necessarily don't want to put in the card list, right? You have to play Nick Cage to get your full value of your
Nick
power.
Cage. We're having Nicolas Cage.
Luke Cage.
He's making an appearance
I don't know
now.
why I said Nick Cage.
So I'm about to say the same
Dracula
thing.
is already in there. We don't need Nicolas Cage also in there too.
yes.
It's one Dracula at a time. All right.
Okay.
One Drac at a
Before
time.
you continue, what's your favorite Nicolas Cage movie? Go.
Oh,
Face Off for me. I like Face Off.
Shit,
That's my
that was a
favorite.
great one. That's
Face
just a
Off's my
hard
favorite.
question.
That's it.
It's honestly between Face Off and, I hate to say it, but National Treasure, just because it's so bad that it's so good. It's one of those,
What
like,
about that?
it's
I'm
bad,
thinking,
but it's awesome.
for me, I was a big Gone in 60 Seconds fan.
But the car one, right? The
Gone
car
in
one.
60 Seconds with
That was a
Angelina
good one.
Jolie was my
Yeah, that was
shit.
good.
So that one was good, but he's been in a ton of great movies, man. That's hard
Face
to
Off we're
pick.
going with. But yes,
Yeah.
Luke Cage.
Yeah. Luke Cage. Yeah,
Let us know
you gotta
yours
run
in the
Luke Cage
comments
with her.
below. Let us know yours in the
Guys,
comments below.
Yes, let us know.
Yes.
I did the Tournament of Power yesterday. I casted that, so I am tired. All right, even to this day,
Shut
right now,
your damn
I'm
mouth.
tired. All right, we ran. Me
6
and Pawnee,
hours.
we ran long. All right,
You did a good job.
I know you like to stream for like 13, 14 hours, guess, but we're not all doing that. Okay, all right. Some of us
We're
are a
on
little
that.
older. Right? You're young. That's the young man's game.
Machine.
Well, you're young.
Machine.
We
know,
all don't do it.
You're a
Hold on,
baby.
we all don't do a ton of epic sax parties. So I
Yeah,
get it.
exactly.
This is true. I exercise on stream. Damn it.
Yeah, keep that.
He's
Keep
fit.
that. Yeah, exactly. Keep that.
Just
Keep
my
that going. Keep that
shoulders.
stamina. Keep that stamina going. I love it.
But yeah, so you just got to run Luke Cage now with it, and it is an inconvenience. It is because it stops you from doing something
really.
else. But I
Pretty
mean,
good.
it fits, but it is an inconvenience. So you could play
'Cause-
Corvus, you could play other things in turn 4, and you just it's not
I
necessarily.
guess. I just think if you're playing a Modoc Hella, you wiping your whole hand anyway. Keep Luke Cage in your hand until the end.
Why not? Yeah, Modoc way works. If you're not doing the
yeah.
Modoc way and you're doing more of a manual
Okay,
Sith
then that's fine.
Corvus type of list, you know what I mean? Like I get where the inconvenience is there, but if you're just gonna Modoc the shit out of everything in your hand anyway, then I agree with you. Then who cares?
Yeah. But yeah, I guess so. That's what you see in the meta. Still, yeah, Hella for sure. Discard is doing this thing. Anything else you've been seeing in the meta that's besides Gilgazoo? Because I've seen that.
I was about to say exactly that. Gilgazoo is everywhere because it's hands down the most consistent deck in the game, because you can and I think the reason I feel so strong about that deck right now personally is the first 4 turns you are a very wide deck, and it's hard to determine as an opponent, where is it going to be the scale moment? Where are you going to put down the Mockingbird? Where are you going to put down the Gilgamesh? And that indecision, while still having power on the board and competitive power at that's incredibly strong. And I'm telling, if you're seeing a lot of Gilgamesh right now, just run Super Skrull. If you have it, run it, because I did exactly that, and mainly for the mirrors. But there's a lot of Ronin going around right now. There's still Darkhawk running around right now, and Cersei is still actually very present in all of these extra what do you call it, Void and Sentry combos that I'm getting a lot of 5-cost ongoings also appearing too. So I've been running Super Skrull in my Gilgamesh deck, and that's my overall #1 deck right now. Man,
awesome.
it is really, really solid.
Yeah.
All right, well, I like that.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
For you guys, if you don't want to run Super Scroll, just run Sage card list that I run. I beat Gilgamesh, I beat Gigazoos, I beat Hellas, I beat Mirror Matt. I beat everybody.
You beat us to a fucking pulp with this damn stage deck. That's what you've done. Like, Jesus.
Okay.
We get it.
way,
My God.
Shout out to my lady who got me this months ago, and I never got to put it up.
That is
in the
very
video
nice.
right now. See, Marvel, it could change colors too, but we'll keep it red because red means power. Now,
why is it green for Sage?
I was gonna say that. Guess, see, we are connected. I didn't say it, and Guess said it. I gotta be Guess to these things.
No,
why you guys hating Sage so bad? Jesus,
we're just tired of it. That's all. Well, I'm tired of you with it. Actually, I'm not tired of the card. I'm tired of you with the card. But
damn, there you go, just for you.
That's adorable. Thank you.
Red to green.
I feel loved.
Man.
Yes,
at this point, we want to hear from anybody else about Sage, but you.
I gotta retire Sage now. Damn. All right. Top 5 6 cost cards. So this is fun because you know how we do the top 5 of mostly everything that's here. After that first time we did it, I got to make sure I go from worst to best. 5 being the worst, 1 being the best.
So everybody does it.
Everyone.
I don't want to be like everybody.
One card.
I want to be different. Thank you. Thank you very much. All right. Nonetheless, we're going to do it like you guys, like everybody else. And who want to start things off this time? I normally do it, but you know what?
I started off last time. Let's guess. I started off and we all agreed. So
let's go with Guess this time. Guess who's your top 5 6 cards.
This one was a lot more difficult than I expected it to be because I'm also looking at the mix of deck defining cards as well as just overall really powerful in whatever shell you want to put it in cards. And I ended up at the list that I currently have. So my number 5 is still Hela. I'm still keeping Hela in my top 5. I think that she's still an incredibly strong card. You don't have to necessarily do the MODOK routine, but if you pull off a MODOK routine, negative power or not, an 18 power Infinite never feels bad, no matter what you do. So bringing that back, even if it's just that card, you've got your value out of Hela. It's still a very good archetype. The numbers are still very good on it. It's very accessible, very flexible for especially newer players. The second you get Hela, it's one you could potentially target with your free Series 3 every month because it's a very consistent and easy to pilot deck. I'm big on Hela at number 5. Number 4, I decided to go with Thanos because Thanos's deck is still one of the most flexible decks in the game. It is one of the decks that, even though the stones have been adjusted to now cater more towards Thanos, there are still a variety of ways you can choose to pilot the deck, whether it's a destroy variation, whether it's an ongoing variation, whether it's a lockdown variation. It's a deck that will always be able to flex to whatever meta is out there in that moment. And I think it's a very low what's the word I'm looking for? We have to rediscover Thanos every couple of months, and Thanos has now been readjusted, so now we get to re-dive back into Thanos again and try to find the next new version of Thanos, and because of that it makes my number 4.
Okay.
Number 3, good old classic Dr. Doom. Dr. Doom, man.
What?
Let's still think he is one of the best 6 cost cards, hands down. He is in so many decks for the right reason. He has reach, he has stats, he has board space, and is a very clean card. Always feels good. Double activator for your Ms. Marvel decks, obviously. He's a very clean card to run. No matter what deck you put him in, he will always feel like a good option on turn 6 because you can hit 2 lanes with a decent amount of power with those 5 power Doom bots. So I'm a big fan of Dr. Doom. So I'm going to put him just slightly above Thanos because he can be flexed into more decks versus the archetype defining cards of Thanos and Hela. Number 2, Magneto. I almost had Magneto at number 1, almost. I've been bitten by Magneto a couple of times with some surprises on turn 6, and look, Magneto having that control to move multiple cards on the final turn or ramp it out early and move to lock down a lane on turn 5.
Especially people with Wong combinations. That shit is so funny.
Yeah.
That
It is
shit is so
great.
Your heart.
funny.
It
It is
hurts your
so great.
Mhm.
Like, there's this deck going around that has like Wong, Mystique, and Sage. And when you mess around this timing of it, it's fantastic. So Magneto gets a
I'm not listening to with the Sage crap. Go ahead.
it's okay. Magneto gets a lot of love. Magneto gets a lot of love.
Yeah.
And what's
But it
great
does hurt
too,
when they move the Wong with the Sage. Yes. Continue.
yes,
Sorry.
yes. Anytime you move your Wong, it's gonna hurt a bit. So you do what you got to do. But you can blame Magneto for that.
Oh my god.
Take a deep breath. So we're gonna move on from Magneto though, because there's not too much else you really need to say about him, and just move to the straight up, still reigning champ. No matter what they've done to him, he's still the number 1 6-cost card in the game.
Okay.
I am
Number
talking about no, we're talking about Red Hulk. Yes, we're talking about Red Hulk.
See,
I was
about
about
to
to move
say.
and click the mouse on the video screen, like, oh, he's actually going to say Apocalypse. What? No, it's Red Hulk.
Wait a minute.
It's Red Hulk. It's Red Hulk. I mean, they keep switching this card. He was too cracked, and then he was mildly cracked, and now he's still mildly cracked. And the thing that I think it keeps him at number 1 for me, even with the adjustments now getting the +3, which I still don't think is enough. I think they could still do further numbers to adjust him. It's the threat of him. It's the pressure that he puts on the opponent, knowing, hey, no matter what, I've got this big giant 613 in my hand. The question is, can you compete with it? And if not, you better hope I don't play it because you think I'm going to do something else. And that mind game is what makes him more powerful than anything else in the 6-cost category. Throw him into literally any deck, even a Cerebro 3. Screw it. Throw it a Red Hulk. Why? Because he's just going to take over that lane anyway. Like, absolutely stellar, absolutely stellar card. Like, one of the best cards to come out in the last 6 months, hands down.
All right, listen, great top 5. Love the cards. Love some of the cards on there. I know some people in chat would definitely agree with you. Sino, what is your top 5?
Well, I officially love this now because I actually disagree with Guest on a couple on a couple stuff there.
Number 5?
Number 5 especially. I do disagree. I don't think Hela is number 5.
Okay.
All right.
Who's
so
number 5,
I'll just run down my list. I'll just run down mine. I'm going number 5. I'm giving Onslaught, my boy Onslaught, just enhancing all that ongoing. The amount of things you can do with Onslaught is just ridiculous. I mean, even if you cheat, if you cheat them out even earlier, it's just so great to pair them up with Sarah and just get all that cost reduction, or to pair them up with Iron Man and get it up in the 30s in that lane, or I was gonna name something else, but it's my next one, so I'm not gonna go there. You can do Blue Marvel. You can do all sorts of things. It's great for Zoo. It's just it covers all ongoing avenues. Onslaught, shout out to you, one of the big bads out there.
And I think Onslaught never needs to be touched. I think he is perfect at what he is.
Yes, I agree.
And it's
one of the beginning cards you get also when you're first starting the game that really give you comfort, right? It really it gives you your closing play. So shout out to Onslaught, my number 5. Okay. Number 4, my next kind of goes with my number 5. It's my boy, Living Tribunal. Great guess. And I love the flexes that are going on with STG right now. He's giving y'all great variant work. As Guest was giving his off, he was giving off that great Thanos and all that. So shout out to you, bro. But Living Tribunal,
This is why we need to tell our listeners on the podcast side to come watch the video podcast as well. Head over to YouTube, and we're getting really close to that 1,000 subscriber mark. I'm interjecting to promote us because these are amazing variants, and you should be looking at them at the same time as listening to them. But continue.
They hurt your eyes. They hurt your eyes. They're so good. I went number 4, Living Tribunal, paired up with the Onslaught Iron Man, Mystique, all those combinations. Some people have even put it in negative and worked that out. Living Tribunal just distributes power into 3 lanes. So if you have that high power cards in there, I just saw somebody do it with Black Panther. They played Juan, Mystique, had Black Panther there, and I knew what was coming next. it had other tribunal cards to it, so I knew that was going to distribute power. He had it procced unbelievably, and it was just I knew it was going to be over for me. So tribunal just being cracked, distributing power to 3 lanes can hurt you because when you're playing Snap, you're like, I gotta win 2, and that's in your mind too. But with Tribunal, you're like, all right, I just gotta distribute enough power into 3 lanes so that you can't beat that in 2 other lanes. So I like Tribunal. That is my number 4. Number 3, I went with, and I know my boy, my boy SCG is gonna be mad, but you gotta have him at number 3. The Infinite. Yes, you're doing a great job at guessing it. Look at that cosmic border on there. Guys, Infinite is great for putting out major power on the board. And now, I mean, it used to be where, well, let's read his text. If you played a card last turn, you can't play this. So you have to skip generally the turn before you can play Infinite. But now there's ways around that, guys. There's Black Knight you can use, and you can discard Infinite and get that Ebony Blade. You can play him in Hela and discard him and get him brought back with Hela. You could play War Machine, and you don't even have to skip a turn. You just bang, lay that Infinite down. So yeah, I'm going with Infinite. If you have Magic, you can work out an Infinite Taskmaster strategy. That's really good for you, especially if you're in the beginning of the game coming up. So yeah, and let's not forget, beginners in the games usually run Sunspot Infinite, right? It's usually a pretty well-known strategy that people who are just getting cards and trying to work their way through the collection use. So yeah, my Infinite is number 3. All right, I'm gonna move on to number 2, and that is my girl. I don't know how y'all could be so down on her. Hela, yes, look at that queen right there. Guys, you gotta check out this variant too. That gold background is looking sweet. Hela bringing back all those discarded cards, laying down major power, and, well, granted, in whatever lane she wants to lay them down, because it's not guaranteed that you're going to get those cards exactly where you want them. But 9 times out of 10, well, let's say 8 times out of 10, it will go in the damn section that you want it in, and she's laying down so much power that it's very hard for your opponent to compete if he can't really proc up his cards like that. So yeah, Hela is my number 2. Even with the power reduction that she comes with, like we talked about earlier, you can lay Luke Cage down, play the MODOK, or you don't even have to lay Luke Cage down. You can play the MODOK, discard Luke Cage, and then have him return when Hela brings all those cards back, and then boom, you get cards at full power. All right, so definitely running with Hela at number 2. And my number 1, me and ItsGuestGaming agree, it gotta be that man, the Red Hulk. Some people call him Roke. Let's go. Yep. Shout out to Red Hulk. Just, yeah, now that he's a 10 power again, granted they brought him down from giving +4 to +3, he's still cracked. It's still OP. It's still procking up major numbers. So it really didn't do it, anything to us. It didn't affect him in a major way, I feel like. Very minimal. I think Red Hulk is still very on top in the 6 cost game over here. And that is my top 5 6 cost cards. Excuse me.
Awesome. You guys did a great job. I love it. Great lists. I do disagree with some of you guys, so we'll go through my wonderful list of cards.
What you got?
Starting with the number 1 card. The number 5 card on the list, of course, is the one and only Galactus. This card is still the Man of Destruction.
Especially that variant. You didn't have to bring up that variant.
It does a lot. I mean, the surprise of playing Galactus in any game makes your opponent upset. I think Galactus, even though he got nerfed, he's still a great card, and I think he's one of the top, 6 cost cards out there. I really believe Galactus is still one of the best out there. So Galactus is my start, the number 5 card on the list. And then, of course, the number 4 card on the list goes to Living Tribunal. Now, like we mentioned before, this card is, like Sino said, you're supposed to win 2 locations. This card would split that power amongst 3. So now you have to come you have to come correct and try to win all 3 locations. Now, yes, it is tough. You don't have the power you need, the Iron Man, the Onslaught, etc. But I think Tribunal has won me more games and got me the Infinite more than any other card list. Any other card, I think, technically. Playing Tribunal in a move card list, splitting that big power of the Phoenix, whether it be with Vulture or Multiple Man or even Human Torch. You could put Tribunal in that card list, right? So I'm just telling you, Tribunal he's definitely on the list. That's why he's number 4, okay? Number 3, of course, goes to the one and only Hela. As you guys, as we all mentioned, Hela, everybody's coming for Hela's neck. Everybody's been like, Hela this, Hela that, Hela this. So clearly she has to be in the top 5. If anybody disagrees, I'm going to tell y'all. Hela, yes, she does she does things that other cards don't do in the game, which is stack the lanes up with enough power that is hard to beat, and especially in a turn that doesn't exist technically, right? Because she's basically at the end of the game, the last turn. So if you don't have priority, Hela brings back all these cards, it's over for you. The way I look at it, either way, now with the -2, it's still a strong card. Now, as far as not being beatable, of course you could beat it. Cosmo, Professor X, right?
Other things you need to do. Corvus discards her, or you discard her by accident.
Of course, every time.
I've played Hela games where Hela put every card she discarded in one lane. So to me, the RNG on this card doesn't make her.
And there were 5 cards too,
right? And it's stackable. I'm like, come on, Hela, what you doing? So to me, I definitely give this number 3, hands down. It is Hela. Number 2, of course, goes to Red Hulk. This card is OP to me. I have been saying this for the longest. Red Hulk is so OP. Back to Guest's comment. When you're playing against an opponent that has this card and you see him rev up, in your mind already, you're psyching yourself out. Because now you're like, all right, what lane can I not worry about this card in? Because whatever lane he plays, he's either going to play with the cards he has there, or he's going to play with an open lane. And now I have to play all my cards on the turn because I can't have any unspent energy for this Roke that I'm about to get at the end of the game. And if you're playing with Thena, you're like, shit, I can't do that because Thena's not going to get... It puts so much bad energy out there. Seeing
it plays mind games with you, right? It plays a lot of mind games with you.
It's like, what the hell? But when you have Red Hulk and he's sitting in your hand charging up, you're sitting there like, because you're right. At some point, you don't have to play him, but why not? And he can go in any card list. I put him in any card list. You're right, 100%. Any card list. Red Hulk. That's why he's number 2, because I cannot go without saying that the Infinite is not number 1. It is the biggest.
That's why we did this segment. Got it. Okay.
We didn't know that one.
Come on. It is the biggest card in the game, guys. It is a 620. You cannot tell me this card cannot be number 1. And if you guys argue with me and say, well, Red Hulk can get the 623, this is why Infinite needs a buff. All right? Just look at the picture. Infinite is bigger than everything and everywhere. Why is it Red Hulk is able to get to 623 and my boy have to sit here and have to skip a turn? This is foolishness. You skipping a turn with Infinite gives Red Hulk 3 extra power. What kind of madness is that? That's madness to me. Nonetheless, this is my top 5. Infinite number 1, of course. Red Hulk, definitely a card that you guys put at number 1. He deserves it for you.
I mean, you kind of put it at number 1 just now. I'm not going to lie to you. You just made a case for why Red Hulk is better for Infinite and why Infinite needs a buff.
Stop it.
I mean, you kind of contradicted yourself just now. I just saying.
Because when Hela comes to play, you guys will prefer Infinite to be brought back than Red Hulk. I'm just being real.
I mean, okay, because you got to proc up Red Hulk, and Infinite is already staying at that 20, so you're just
That's
stamping.
my point. When hold on, I'm not done yet. When you drop that Black Knight on the field and you want to discard a card, you're gonna want it to discard the Infinite, not no Red Hulk.
Depends on where my Red Hulk is.
I'm just telling you. This is why Infinite is better. The only reason why I'm asking for his buff is because you got to skip a turn to play him. Where Red Hulk, you don't have to skip any turns. That's all. But Red Hulk is not better than the Infinite. All right. We're good?
I'm trying so hard not to judge you. It's like,
come on. How is it?
What do you want to see Infinite at? 625?
622. 622 is fine with me.
How about we let's take this one step further and say screw it, and then just make him a full on 7-Eleven and just make him a 724. How about that? You know, like screw it, make him a 724.
724.
Because then
you still got to skip that.
You got all, but then Cersei, you're welcome.
He always comes up.
Cersei does work with it, and Blink,
and you can War Machine still right on 6. Or no, if you have Magic, War Machine, get it out early. Or if you play War Machine on your girl,
or Hope Summers.
There you go.
Yeah. I'm down for 724. We need some more 7 cost cards in the game.
He's trying to work it out now.
Let's go.
He's trying to. Well, what I will say happens is Black Knight will now have another target.
Yeah. This is true.
Yeah.
This is true.
Yes,
Black Knight will have a bigger, Lady Sif Black Knight. It will hit your Infinite.
Yeah,
you can kind of
Ghost Rider too. Bring it back. Yeah. You bring a Ghost Rider.
I kind of like this now that I think about it, because now it kind of really works for Hella. I don't gotta worry about that shit.
You can add it in the card list with Death. Yeah, you got Death, Infinite. So before it hits your Hella, I'm down for a 724.
There's going to be a backlash to this. A guy, people are going to be like, "No, get the fuck out of here."
No way. Let me make this clear to our listeners. I know this is a bad idea. Yeah. I do.
We're just
really
playing around
do.
with a bad idea.
let's just massage the bad idea. Sometimes, what the best way to get rid of a knot in your shoulder is to just press on it, right? That's what we're doing right now.
Facts. Yeah. I like that. Then I would be happy. Either give him 2 more power or make him a 724, and life will be great. Speaking of life being great, Guest is going on vacation, as we mentioned earlier. Guest will be coming to New York City, the home of the awesome people in the world. All the best Snap players live in New York City. You can quote me on that for sure. He's coming on down and hang out with us.
Johnson. Sends to Browder. Sends to
you know Brade is from New York. Brade's from New York. Don't worry, he lives in Israel. He's from New York.
You got a vacation home out here in New York.
I was going to say vacation home. Sure.
He's from Red Hood. He's from Red Hood.
Oh yeah,
because let's go.
When I think Red Hood, I definitely think Browder.
Johnson's from Astoria, so you be all right. Come on,
he's from Astoria.
What's wrong with y'all? He's from Queens. Cut it out. What's wrong with y'all? All right,
we're just relocating people now.
Listen, that's where the best Snap players are from. What's wrong with y'all? Nonetheless, Guest is coming on down to hang out in New York City, spend time with the fam. Everybody wants to come to New York on vacation. I totally get that.
Right.
But here's the best part about that, guys. Do you guys want to see Guest Gaming? Do you guys want to go up to Guest Gaming and give him the biggest hug in the world?
Please do.
Maybe you want to have an epic sax party with Guest Gaming. Who knows?
Just don't tell my wife.
What?
Yes, it's right.
So you can do that. You guys can do it this wonderful July coming up on July 12th.
Say
at
what?
Brooklan. That's right. At the Brooklan.
Where?
In Brooklan. Brooklan in Brooklan.
Okay.
We, the PWROn Gaming crew, that's the members here you see right now, and extra as well, will be hosting and throwing a Marvel Day event in Brooklan on July 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's right. It's going to be in the evening time, so we'll be partying like rock stars.
Marvel Day?
Marvel Days.
What?
Not only do we have a Marvel Snap tournament starting at 6 p.m., we also have Marvel games that you guys can play, whether you are waiting to play in your rounds of Snap, or if you want to just hang out and just play some Marvel vs. Capcom, or if you want to just hang out and play some Marvel card games or board games. We're having a Marvel Day sponsored by PWROn Gaming at Brooklan. And the star of the show, it's not me, it's not Sino, it's not Perry, it's not Yipes. It's Guest Gaming, ladies and gentlemen. So you guys get to meet.
Don't tell them that, but no.
It's a meet and greet. It's a meet and greet.
Guest will be taking pictures with all of you guys.
That's
you
right.
Guys on the picture, you walk up to Guest and said, "Where's my picture? I came here to get my picture. Need to take a picture with you guys." All right.
Buy Guest a drink. Buy him a shot.
Now I'm excited.
Yes.
See that's all you need to say that there was liquor. No, I mean. No, I am I am honestly excited because this event is the only day out of the whole vacation that I'm, going away from the fam experience to go hang out with friends and to go see, whoever the hell I want. And I was like, I got to see my boys. I got to go and we got to figure out a day. And then that's when Brooklan's happening. I'm like, done. We'll be there. We'll do the thing. We'll do the castings.
Yes.
We'll have some fun.
Yes.
But I will say this. I have to share this story because it happened today. While we were live on stream today, someone named my vacation. And I immediately messaged my wife, and she agrees. The whole name of the vacation now, which has changed our packing entirely, is now being called Sacks in the City.
What? Let's
There
go.
There it is.
Sacks in the city.
And I quote, I believe it was Delinear who said it in chat today, but I sent that to my wife. She sends back, and I quote, "I love it. You must record a short doing the sax party somewhere iconic like the Empire State."
Facts.
I have goals, and this has changed my packing. I am bringing the saxophone to New York.
Let's go.
There you go.
Let's go.
Guys, bring your saxophones to Brooklan for him to sign. All right? If you want to get a signed sax.
Just saying.
If you want to get a signed
sax signed.
This is a whole nother event slowly. This is...
Come get your sax signed by ItsGuestGaming.
Oh, God. What did I sign up for?
You know what? We got to get the signs. We got to get on it. So, we got to get Brooklan presents. Sign your sax. Yes. Sign your sax with guests.
Why am I envisioning this sign spelled wrong with a scribble out and then the A written over the top of it?
That's there you go. There you go. Come have sax with ItsGuestGaming. Come have epic sax with ItsGuestGaming.
You know what's even better? The people who have never been to my stream before listening to this podcast going, what the fuck are they talking about? Just saying,
you gotta go to the stream.
10 times better.
Yeah, you gotta see. If you haven't seen an epic sax party, you gotta go to guest stream and see the epic sax party. It's an experience, and not the one you're thinking. It's another experience.
And there's only ways you can trigger that sax. So make sure you find out how you can trigger that epic sax party.
Yeah, they're definitely triggered. I'll tell you right now.
Nonetheless, guys, all jokes aside, yes, Brooklan is going to happen in July 12th at 6 p.m. Eastern in Brooklyn. Definitely come hang out. We'll leave a link down to where Brooklan is below. Come hang out, have a good time, have a drink, enjoy some Marvel Snap. See if you can win that tournament that we always throw when we go to Brooklan. It's always a fun time, always a great time. And you guys are going to enjoy it. Promise you that. Now, on top of Brooklan, PWROn is also powering on and sponsoring this year's SnapCon out in Tampa, Florida. So make sure you guys go to felicity.gg. We'll have the link down below. Buy your tickets. Get that VIP ticket. Don't even worry about the regular ticket. Get the VIP ticket so you can go hang out with your favorite content creators at the VIP dinner.
Dinner? What?
Yes.
That's going to be a great dinner, y'all. Y'all should get that.
This is the time you guys can be intimate. No, sorry. It's an intimate setting.
Whoa.
You guys,
What?
I'm like, hold on.
Intimate? What?
Felicity is not hosting that kind of an event.
No, not at all.
You can't transition after having come have sack with guest to an intimate Snap event. What are you doing?
No.
We want people to come to these events. We don't want them to... Anyway,
I made a mistake. It is an intimate setting where you can have dinner, drinks, and meetups with your favorite.
You're still really. You're just show to SnapCon. It's August 16th and 17th. We play Marvel Snap. We do events, and you know what? Just there will be sax. We will.
Yes, we will have an epic sax.
It's an international affair.
Seriously, guys, come have a good time. It's going to be a great time. Come support your favorite Snap content creators and tournament players and streamers and podcasters. Come on down. It'll be a great time. Tampa is a beautiful place to be. Yeah. It's a nice, warm place to be, especially coming from a cold or wherever else you're coming from. Come on down to Tampa. Come hang out with the PWROn crew. Come on hang out with the Snap crew. Come and hang out with everybody. And have a good time. If you guys want to see a video to how it was last year, how much fun we had, we have the promo video also link down below in the description.
Let's go.
Yeah, and now we're going to talk about the event.
Yes.
Okay.
There we go. Yeah. No.
We're going to talk about the event that that has me and Sino kind of tired right now. We, the wonderful again back to PWROn Gaming. I know you guys hearing that name a lot. You guys seen the ones in chat. Shout out to all the wonderful people that's giving
they're gonna see it a
support.
lot. I forgot I left my logos on here. I just took them off.
I wasn't going to say anything. That's fine.
Right. I saw WSF belt.
Yeah, I totally forgot. So the PWROn logo that was there.
I thought you were showing off today, so it's cool. It's all right.
All right.
To celebrate Juneteenth and to, of course, so show off the Black community in Marvel Snap, the African American community, we wanted to throw a tournament of power, Juneteenth tournament of power. And we spotlighted 8 of the, like I said, African American Black Marvel Snap content creators and streamers in Marvel Snap. And it was a fun event, so much fun that Sino and Pawnee Pun were the casters. It was a 6-hour affair, and wow, all I can say is the matches was phenomenal. The energy was great in chat. We had, names in the Snap community that you guys know, like Safety Blade and Pulse, Rage from Dexter, etc. And it was such a great experience. The matches were phenomenal. Guess Flash against Prashan. That match alone was
amazing.
Yeah,
bananas.
RNG to the fullest.
The championship match. Listen, we don't want to spoil anything, but we're gonna listen. Go check it out. The VOD is over on the PWROn Gaming Twitch channel. Give it a follow. Be real nice. We started off with 28 follows. Now we have 250. So thank you guys for making that happen. Definitely go check out the channel. We're going to have those videos up on YouTube as well. There were 2 matches in the loser bracket that we did not have time to go ahead and watch, but we do have it recorded, and we'll also have that on the YouTube channel after you guys see this wonderful podcast. Now, I know Guest couldn't make it. It was past his bedtime last night.
Oh, yeah.
But I know you saw the highlights.
Yes.
Guest, how did you feel about the event in general? What was your thoughts on that?
I honestly think that the Snap community, we need to do more events like this, whether it's, through PWROn, I'm just saying in general, and these are my feelers out there to the community. I miss watching competitive Marvel Snap, and I'm doing that also simultaneously while saying, hey, I cast events on my channel, but I'm talking like big events for Marvel Snap, live castings. Like it's a whole nother energy and environment, and it's really entertaining and really fun to not only on very often my end of being a caster, but just sitting down and watching competitive Marvel Snap and reacting to other plays. It's different than watching a streamer play their matches. That's
a good point.
A different type of energy, a different conversation between multiple people analyzing gameplay of someone that isn't you. So you're trying to get in other people. It's always a great time from an entertainment standpoint. And I love that. And I think we need to have more events like this, because trust me, go, especially towards the end, go watch this event and try to tell me you had a bad time, because it's that environment of competitive Snap. And we found, obviously, here at PWROn, we found a more than just reason to create a tournament. So that means there's always got to be more reasons and more tournaments that can go out there to the community, because we need them as players, but also for our listeners and for our viewers, because some people just enjoy ingesting the content more than playing the game.
Right.
That's true.
This should be for you too. So I think that
sometimes it's impossible to include everybody, right? Like we would love to include everybody, but it's sometimes it's an impossible feat. So
it's a showcase versus a open tournament. And while being very different events, it still gives that environment to our community. And that's what we're trying to do. And that's what even Marvel Snap is trying to do slowly. We see them implementing different types of showcases because it's something that they feel comfortable doing, and they're, advertising at the same time, and they get to show competitive Marvel Snap. And I'm excited for, things that happen in the future. Maybe we get another Conquerors event. Maybe we get another whatever of the secondary event. I think Marvel Snap is trying to buy into that idea, because the viewer base, like we showed last night, it's there. And PWROn did a great job of showcasing the Black community, specifically, obviously focusing towards the Juneteenth celebration and theming that we put into the actual broadcast. But most importantly, for the Marvel Snap community who have never seen some of these other creators as well, this is also new exposure to open their eyes to other creators in the space as well. So it was a very, very good production for that reason.
Fantastic.
Yes,
Thank you for
1000%. Yes.
Everything you said was flawless, and that's exactly what we wanted. That's what we wanted. That's what we aimed to do, and I'm glad that you were able to articulate it so perfectly.
Right on the head.
You did it, man.
100%.
You did it, man.
100%.
Yes.
So we do have more tournaments coming in the future, more events, more everything, because I think just from last night alone, it was so much fun, and the energy around it, like you said, the people seeing it, people talking about it, I think forever and ever. And that match that you guys have to watch, like that last play, still blows my mind how great it was. But again, we appreciate you guys hanging out with us as always. We got a lot more stuff to come for you guys.
And let's not forget, shout out our mods for that event who did a great job, who were completely attentive, had everything pulled up, web polls, all sorts of stuff. When we found out we couldn't do polls, they did web polls. So it's like they were always on it. They were always on point. Even with the PWROn Marathon that was going on, they're still on point. Shout out to everybody in the PWROn Marathon. Absolutely killing it. Guest killing it. Nick the Great Greek, we call him, but Nick the Greek,
he was killing it
and stepping up.
I was in.
Everybody who participated is just doing a great job with that, and we couldn't be more thankful and more proud. So
and I learned a lot yesterday doing what we did yesterday. Like, you know, your new Twitch channel don't have polls. Your new Twitch channel cannot downgrade
back to the basics.
Quality. It has to be 1060. Like, people are like, hey, I want to down. Sorry, you can't. Like, that is crazy. But you know what? We learned a lot yesterday from that event, and I'm happy for that. I got to direct and produce some of that stuff at the end after I was eliminated.
He killed it.
And wow, to being, I'm gonna call it being the Brit in the chair. I totally get it now. I totally get it now.
Yes. And shout out to Pawnee also, who did an awesome job casting.
Yeah, it is intense. Pawnee's first casting. We're gonna have Pawnee.
She was a casting rookie, and you could not tell. Like, she killed
you guys. Your energies were on point. Speaking of that, we're gonna have Pawnee on next week's episode to talk about the ins and out of that wonderful tournament, and of course everything Marvel Snap, since guests will be in New York City. So that's gonna be a fun podcast to take a look at. And guests, have a safe travel, safe trips. Right?
Enjoy yourself, relax, man.
Make sure you relax. Make sure you definitely take some time.
I'll try. Just every now and then. You know. We'll try.
I'm
excited. Yeah.
Rest and spending time with the family. That's the top priority. So
damn right.
I'm still gonna bother you, when the cards come out, so we could talk about some stuff.
I'll still be able to text and send messages via Discord on my phone, but like maybe not as immediately responsive as I normally am.
Oh no, you should not. You should not be. You better not be.
Yeah.
You better be enjoying some epic sax parties in the street.
Right. That's right. And don't forget to bring us some pictures. Yeah, don't forget to take us some pictures.
Oh yeah,
Empire State Building.
I will. I will be throwing them up over on probably Twitter.
Nice.
Yeah, just certain ones in particular. I'll make sure I broadcast them out to the community, because outside of pre-scheduled Snap content, I want you to know what's going on in my life and cool things, and here's an amazing burger I had, because that's what I apparently do. I have great burgers.
You get to eat New York food again.
I get to have New York Chinese food again, man.
That's the best.
It's gonna blow your mind.
You better go to Brooklyn and get some of that. Brooklyn got the best ones.
Man, I can't.
That's right.
They're never gonna leave.
Brazil?
But I'll miss you guys. I'll miss my community. I'll miss Marvel Snap in being so present every single day. But at the same time, I'm ready for this vacation, this break.
Yeah,
I'm really excited. I'm ready for it.
Can't wait till I get vacation. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, man.
How's the Chinese food in Brazil? Non-existent.
I mean, when you have to compare it to Panda Express and consider Panda Express better.
Okay. All right.
Wow.
Enough said.
Yeah.
There's good sushi. There's good sushi, just not Chinese.
Okay. That's nice. All right. On that note, guys, we will go and sign off. Thanks again, guys, for hanging out. Thanks for the support. Please help us get to 1,000 wonderful subscribers over on YouTube. We're almost there. We're almost at that episode as well. I think this is 64 or 65. That means we got to get to 69 and we got to get 1,000 followers by then. So please, if you guys feel nice about it, share it with your friends and family. Tell them, hey guys, you love Snap. Just hit the follow button. Go ahead. I mean, the subscribe button. We greatly appreciate it.
You have just been uncensored this episode. Let me just tell you.
What's the wrong? Snap
We gotta
friends and
get
family?
that 69. Gotta get that 69. 1,000 followers.
I quit this podcast.
You know what? You know what?
God, man.
Minds are not where it's supposed to be. That's the problem. Jeez Louise. All right, guys.
Okay, I guess on that
Really?
note.